I am so excited about this. All right, tell them what you did for Christmas.
Finally, the results of our DNA. So I did an Ancestry.com box for both of us for Christmas so that we could get our DNA results and find out pretty much, number one, where our ancestors screamed at us about all those old stories.
Yes, and find out...
really your future, your past, your roots, all that stuff.
I'm related to a Greco wrestler from then when they did that.
I don't think they really go that far back.
They might. You never know.
So
anyway, your family story is hilarious.
Well, no, I think it's really sweet. We knew my mom's side. She's about as white as you can get. She's from Scotland and Ireland. We did all the mom's side. It's like Scotland, Ireland. Boom. There we're done. Okay, thank you. But my dad's side, I was figuring, like, this is a wild card. Because my grandma always used to tell us that her mother was Pawnee, that she was Pawnee Indian, that she married her father, like as the second wife or whatever, and that she insisted on my grandma brushing her long black hair all the time.
Oh, there were details.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Awesome.
And so I'm thinking, cool. I even put it sort of in my resume, I've got some Native American. And when I told Zoe, because Zoe's always...
But we don't know yet, do we?
Everyone's always Native American. So I know my mom's side, but I didn't know dad's.
Mine, I know my mom's side, Scotland.
So apparently mothers are far more organized about this stuff than fathers.
Father, Europe, which is kind of a big place. Europe. And
there could be some surprise things you don't know. Maybe someone from the African continent or Australia.
That's
perhaps some mysterious interloper from South America.
I want this.
Yeah, you want it like a revelation.
So I was told growing up that we were related somehow to John Hancock. The guy with the big signature.
Well, you are from Lexington, darling.
Lexington,
Massachusetts,
no.
where the history comes from.
It's not elitist. It's just where people got shot by musket balls. Open yours. Okay. Yours first. This is cool. Thank you for this present, by the way. You can tell I'm wearing my serious glasses.
Okay.
What's it look like? Oh my gosh, look at you.
DNA results summary for Erin Collard. Ethnicity. 66% England and Wales, 26% Ireland and Scotland. Norway.
You're from Norway?
Norway.
How much?
A lot.
How much?
Almost 10%. Didn't know anything about Norway.
All right, so I have a question.
And
is that it?
I don't have any Native American blood.
No.
My grandmother was totally screwing with me.
Yes, she was.
She liked telling us stories, but...
Did she? How many times did she say that story? Yeah. Can I look at this really quick?
I knew the Ireland and Scotland. I knew some of the British. That's Daddy's, obviously. The Norwegian. I've always had this big pull towards Norway. I love Norway.
You hate fish.
I speak Norwegian. I have Norwegian friends.
Is this all you get?
I spent a year abroad there.
This is all you get?
Oh, no. There's a whole big detailed summary. But I didn't think I had any Norwegian blood. And I have no Native American blood.
You could be a Viking.
At some point, somewhere, my grandmother on my father's side is laughing her butt off right now. You're such a sucker. You fell for that, Erin.
Native.
She used to cackle like that, too. Norwegian. Okay.
All right.
Your turn.
I'm rather excited about this.
I'm not Pawnee at all.
No, you're not.
I'm Norwegian.
They were a tempered people who were patient.
Apparently I got more of that Irish and Scottish blood and temper. Okay, you ready?
DNA results summary for Todd Collard. What? Okay, let's see. England and Wales, I am 53%.
Awesome, okay.
Someone fooled around in Sweden.
What?
Someone had a little thing going on in Sweden there.
The majority is Irish and Scottish, just like mine. Sweden.
Ah.
A sizable percentage, my husband.
More than one would think.
So the both of us ended up with Norwegian roots instead of what we actually thought we might have had.
Right.
We're still Scottish and Irish, which we assumed that's the vast majority, but we have Scandinavian blood.
We do. Which explains our attraction to the word fjord.
Fjord. We're fond of
Fjord.
fjords.
And what's the fish? What's the fish known?
Lutefisk.
Lutefisk.
And akavit.
And akavit.
We both have Scandinavian blood.
Well, we have to tell them now that how we got together, our families, because actually we are related. We've told the story before, but this is how it works.
Miss Virginia, Todd's mom, came down for our wedding, and she said, I would really like to go to the genealogical library, because, you know, the church has got the monster library. We have genealogy for days here. So Miss Virginia went down there, and I dropped her off. I said, I'll pick you up at this time. And I picked her up, and she was standing there holding her purse going, I went, okay, what did you find out? She goes, you're related. Turns out that we both, I guess we were merchants, and you guys were the seagoing ones in Gloucester, Massachusetts.
In Gloucester, Massachusetts. They ran the store. We went out and risked our lives.
So apparently somewhere along the way, and now we're cousins, I thought I was going to have to cancel the bagpipe for the wedding and get a banjo. And then Todd said the immortal words that made him sleep on the couch for 3 days. Hello, cousin.
There goes the honeymoon. You also have someone in Canada. You moved to Canada.
No, that's the pioneer. That's the secondary one of like the 1800s where their movement was. So it's not that I'm Canadian, but that's what the little orange.
I want to read the rest of it, but that's so cool. Thank you for the gift. That was
We're
great.
both Scandinavian.
We are. But I tan better than you.
And I don't have any Pawnee at all.
None.
I cannot believe my grandma told
There
me to pull
goes the
that one over
there
on
goes the
us.
government grant for you. Anyway, very cool. This is very cool. So there's more information though, right?
Tons.
So it comes like with other information.
Yeah, it tells you all the movement and the activity.
Oh,
and,
cool. I want to
it's
see
really
that.
fun.
All right, but thanks for the map.
I knew we were both English and
How do you say
Scottish, but-
goodbye in Swedish?
Fin.
Fin.
Okay.
The Todd and Erin Daily Stream is brought to you by PC Laptops, with desktops and laptops starting as low as $7.99 with a lifetime parts and service warranty. They fix phones too. Go to PCLaptops.com.
Someone else is running?
It's already heating up locally now.
No.
Spencer Cox, Lieutenant Governor under Governor Gary Herbert.
Yes.
He's running for governor.
Oh, that must make meetings uncomfortable.
Well, no. He's supporting him. He's done. Governor Herbert's
that's
finished
true.
and Spencer Cox is going. I do
That's
like
true.
the way he said this, though. He says, we're excited to announce we are running for governor for the state of Utah. And what he specified by that, he says, my entire family. And he specifically had his wife, Abby, talk about it. And she said, we decided to run for governor because we love Utah and serving the people of Utah. But the toxicity of campaigning made this a difficult decision for our family, which makes
Right.
really good sense. She said, too many good people won't run for office now because of all the personal attacks and the contempt and the way you treat each
But
other.
not here.
Oh, no. Are you kidding?
Oh, that's
There's
right.
been some really bad ones here.
That's true.
So it's interesting. He says he's focusing on education, transportation, water, air quality. That'd be nice. This is one nice thing he said. He said, our campaign will be different because we refuse to let this journey change who we are. Rather than showing contempt for others to get ahead, we will discuss solutions to position Utah for transformative achievements. And yeah, like Governor Gary Herbert released a statement saying, Jeanette and I are excited to see the Lieutenant Governor and his lovely wife, Abby, make this decision. UtahPolicy.com released a poll in April that said Cox is already the front runner for governor. So it was sort of an obvious choice, but I like the presentation and the way he made it a team effort.
Can you imagine how awkward it'd be if he didn't support him?
Yeah. Like,
But-
I kind of like that guy, Steve. He
Yeah.
should, no.
But now it's all kumbaya.
No, Spencer Cox has been good about supporting issues that may or may not be necessarily mainstream in Utah that I've liked before. It's not an endorsement, but I've liked some of the things that he's done. So it's going to be an interesting race.
What's going on in Ogden? There was something very serious.
Well, I was thinking about this because Zachy is graduating. We ordered his cap and gown and kind of getting set for the ceremony, and it's a big deal. This is a massive milestone for kids. And I kind of admire these kids. Ben Lomond High School, the student body president and a couple of the other kids wanted to have a couple of their classmates mentioned at the ceremony, at the graduation ceremony, in a moment of silence. One of the boys had actually been killed in a shooting. The other had died from an overdose. And it was refused. their district's policy manual has a section where it says it bans special acknowledgement at graduation ceremonies.
Right.
And Matthew Ritchie, who is the student body president in Ben Lomond, said, I think that there are things we could do that would be more appropriate than sweeping it under the rug. And so it's impressive. He says we want to have them be felt at our graduation. We want a seat available, open for them, and something special to help them remember. Now, the district's policy's been pretty harsh, but they say it's been guidelines were developed by the New Jersey-based nonprofit Society for the Prevention of Teen Abuse and Suicide. Now, Maureen Underwood's the licensed clinical social worker for the district. I think she might want to rethink a couple of her statements. She said that vulnerable young people are thinking about suicide at every school in the country, which is true. And they may feel like their lives are pretty bad and that no one pays attention to them. And they have a memorial at school, and these kids start thinking, well, gee, maybe if I kill myself, they'll remember me this way as well.
No, that's not
I don't
the
think
right
that's how,
statement.
Underwood said references to death at graduation take away from the celebration of accomplishment. Suppose you're in a school community where over the course of a year you've had 5 or 6 kids die. If you were to stop your graduation ceremony and acknowledge all of these kids, it becomes more of a memorial ceremony than a graduation. This is a clinical social worker?
That doesn't seem right.
Does that sound
No, it doesn't.
a little harsh
No.
for a clinical?
Because I think the memorial brings more attention to the fact, and then hopefully will motivate people who are on that track to actually talk to someone.
And more supports and more attention towards it.
Right.
The seniors, Richie and Barnes, say they want a committee of parents and students and district professionals that maybe would review that in the future. But in the meantime, they really want to push this. Their graduation's next Tuesday, and they said, we've got our backing of all of the teachers. They've had thousands of kids sign the petition. And as of today, the topic was not on Thursday's school board meeting agenda. So, and if that's not the case, the kids say they're going to show up by the hundreds and try to protest this. Now, Ogden School District did send a notice stating that all students are recognized in name on graduation day. Policy states no student deceased or otherwise receives further statements, but a family member of the deceased student is allowed to accept their diploma during the proceedings.
Oh, good.
So,
Well, at least that, right?
it sounds like a compromise.
Right.
But I think they need a different clinical social worker.
I think they need someone a little more in touch.
But I really do respect those boys, because that's an edgy subject, and the fact that they were willing to go to that level to really push it, I think, is amazing.
Speaking of education, Utah gamers living in mom's basement.
Oh, no. They're living in the dorms, the honor dorms. They have scholarships, and they're going to graduate into jobs that pay more than you and I will ever imagine in our lifetime.
What are we talking about?
Okay, well, I knew about this last year. The University of Utah has an esports team. Now, if you've never heard of this, competitive video games are a major phenomenon. You can earn thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars playing competitive video games. They're going for a national championship in the game of Overwatch, which is a first-person shooter game in which teams of 6 players work together to complete objectives. Now, the tournament is being carried by ESPN. I'm guessing on the Ocho.
See, this is where moms are running Cheetos down and Hot Pockets to their kids to stay in the basement and keep playing.
Well, there's professional trainers and stuff like Fortnite so that the kids will fit in, so why not? The U was the first school from a Power 5 athletic conference to invest in a competitive video game team. That was 2 years ago. And there's scholarships, which is pretty cool. Senior player Victor Camacho is so cute. He's earning a degree in video game design. He said his mom was skeptical when he joined the team. But she said she calls and she's pretty much crying and saying, I'm so proud of you. I knew you could do it. It's nice to see that shift in her personality. But this is pretty cool. The video game industry is a $140 billion industry. That's not only bigger than the film industry, which is true, it's substantially bigger than the film industry. So academic investment in this space on how to fill those jobs to take advantage of the phenomenon makes sense.
Now, let me take it back to old school gaming, shall I?
Okay, sure.
Take it back to Alaska. A woman named Amanda. Now,
Amanda?
this isn't a town, and I've actually seen the video on this, and it was in a documentary. And so the ice in the river freeze over because it's Alaska. And the small town of, we'll call it Hanksville. No, where is it? Here it is.
It would be right here.
Yeah.
Anchorage? Yeah.
No, up here.
Anchorage native predicted the ice on the Tanana River in Nenana, Alaska.
Okay, so this is what they
Tanana,
do.
Nenana.
Alaska. They put up a tripod out on the ice, and it's got red and black and white stripes on it.
Okay.
Now the deal is you have to pick the time that it is going to fall over because the ice has then melted off and shifted.
There's no cable in Alaska, is there?
None.
No Netflix.
Well, there is. There's satellite, and there's still a box, rent video.
Oh yeah,
box.
there's one Blockbuster there. That's it, the last one in the world.
All right, so she went in. She couldn't even remember if she bought a ticket. Everybody pays into it, and
So
basically,
it's a little bit like a lottery, and then you place your bet.
and usually happens at night. So what they've done is they tie a rope, and the rope goes to the tripod out in the middle of this frozen river, and then they run it back, and they attach the rope to a plug, which plugs in an alarm clock, which then stops.
This is amazingly low tech, but okay.
This is gaming in Alaska, baby.
Why not?
And it unplugs, and that exact time, and the person closest to it wins the money. And they've never had just one person win. They've always had, because
Well, multiple guesses, yeah. I mean,
multiple guesses. Well, this year, I wonder why the ice melts sooner than usual.
global warming is not in the Bible, honey.
It's all a hoax. Since 1977, this is the quickest breakup on the river since 1977. Guess how much you won?
$700.
$300,000.
You big liar.
Because people would make multiple guesses.
Wow.
They'd say Friday at 3. They'd say Thursday at 6. They'd say midnight on Wednesday.
$300,000.
And they bought it. Was a little bigger town
Way to
than
go,
we're
my
thinking.
friend. Way
and
to
so
go.
it's the first time that it does. And when it fell over, the plug got pulled, the time was set, and then she was the only winner.
I love that. Good for you, honey.
I think it's great.
Now, what was this about calling in sick? Because we've heard some fairly elaborate excuses over the years.
I've called in sick.
Yes, you have.
I have called in sick. Erin and I both have called in sick.
I have never done that.
Lake Powell.
No,
Lake Powell.
that never happened.
Lake Powell.
You're a liar.
We're down there, and it's
Never.
Sunday afternoon. If you've ever been to if you've been to Lake Powell, or you've been anywhere that is like a piece of heaven for you, and all of a sudden Sunday afternoon comes along, and you're thinking about that drive
Okay,
home.
do you want to shut up?
No.
Because our former general manager occasionally watches this show. Of course, he is our former. It's not like he can.
I'm sorry, but we would call in sick. One was sick, so we couldn't move it. Electrical fire, we've done that one. We did the storm thing. That would be the other one. The
shut
boat
up,
was
no.
sinking. We've done that one.
No.
We've done.
No, we have not done all those. No, we have not.
Anyway, this lady wanted 30 days off for bereavement. Now, in a lot of companies, they do, and she is a dispatcher for the
Maricopa?
county, Maricopa County Sheriff's.
That's Arizona.
Yeah, and so she decided that what she would do, if she would get some blank stuff, blank forms, from a place out of state that does cremations,
Okay.
and then she filled it in, saying that it had happened.
To whom?
So she could give it, because her father had passed away.
Oh, so she called in saying, "Hey, my dad passed away."
And here's the paperwork to prove it. Now, you are passing this to a police officer,
That seems like a mistake.
which they work in detection
They take these things
of
seriously.
hence things. They charged her. They booked her on
Oh.
charges of fraudulent schemes and
Artifices and forgery.
what artifices? What's that?
Artifice is the fake and false, but I've never heard it used in that terminology with forgery before. That's interesting.
Forgery, just to get 30 hours off.
Now, you know, neither one of these guys went to prison, which was lucky, but there actually is the story of two brothers who one is no longer disc jockeys in this market. We worked with one, and he had said that, "Oh man, I can't come into work today. My father's had a terrible heart attack. He's going to die."
Right.
Well, his other brother was also a disc jockey at another company, and friends started flooding him with phone calls going, "Oh my God,
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry about your dad.
Oh
This
my
is terrible. What
gosh."
happened?" And our friend was like, "What's happened to my dad?" So he called, and his dad is fine, answering the phone going, "I'm fine, son."
It turns out the other brother who had just wanted to take the day off so he could go see a new movie release was in a certain
Who was that? What kind of music?
modern alternative.
Got
music.
it. I understand who. All right.
That didn't work out so good for him.
And by the way, Uncle Fred can only die so many times. Just as a little heads up. You guys, thanks for watching today. We will be back tomorrow with a Todd and Erin daily stream.
Don't call in sick like that. Don't call in dead.
We have some good ones though. If you want to go ahead and make comments, we will help you out. We'll even write you a note.
Yeah,
It'll be great.
That really counts for a lot.
And then you'll be in jail. All right. See you guys. I want to win the ice melting contest.
You have to admit that's pretty cool. I want to win the Overwatch
$300,000.
contest. Wow.
She didn't even know. Her friend had to run to her house, knock on the door, and tell her. She's like, "What?"
You just won $300,000.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
All right. See you guys. Bye.